And welcome to another Sim Racing Network broadcast, folks. The SARA Super Series tonight. Super late models at Bristol. This is, oh, buddy. This is going to be a good one, folks. We're going to be stacking them up here shortly. They've already qualified. They do that separately in another server. And then they do a 7-car invert tonight. Now, Dallas Pataska, he's got himself another pole tonight. But again, he'll be gridding up, I believe, 7th place once they actually grid. And, they did that invert. But it's going to be a fun one. Gael Brooks is joining me in the booth tonight. Down in the van doing these pictures for you is going to be Mr. Double A-Ron himself, Aaron Grosskopf. How you guys doing tonight? Okay, then. I'm guessing Gael is still eating the hot dogs. So I'm here. He's probably tending to his daughter. Gael's got a sick little munchkin at the house right now, so we'll be thinking about her and hoping she gets to feel better. So here is our grid for the night. It's like I said, they did the qualifying early this evening, and Pataska took himself another pole, but they do a 7-car invert. We're going to go over a few more rules for you tonight. It's going to be 150 laps, folks. It's going to be one tire set only. That's the ones they start with. They can't take any tires. I believe they can make it all the way on fuel is what we're being told. So here's our top 10 grid. Jacob Harberts doesn't take the pole, but he's going to be gridding up first. To his outside, the 19 car of Davey Rindu. Inside row 2 is going to be Devin Morgan. Outside of him is Joe Schaefer Jr. Inside row 3, Christian Schallner. Outside of him is David Krikorian. Inside row 4, Dallas Pataska, our pole winner actually, in 7th place. And to his outside is Trevor Edwards. And inside row 5, A.J. Rogers, and then Colin Allman. And, folks, this is going to be one hell of a race we got tonight. Again, this is the SARA Racing League's Dreamer Super Series Super Late Model race. I think I said that right. I'm just waking up myself, folks. Just bear with me for a little bit there. It's 150 laps at Bristol Motor Speedway, the last Coliseum, as I like to call it. And here we go. They're rolling off now, stacked up 2 by 2. Pace cars already got his lights off. I do believe they're going to do one whole pace lap and then go green. I'm not entirely sure. My producer telling me it's two parade laps here. So we'll do 2 parade laps and get these guys lined up, and some damn fine looking cars out there. That's the painter side of me right there, folks. I really enjoy the painting and looking at good looking cars on the track. Now don't forget, folks, we've got a triple threat of broadcasting for you. If you can't catch us on Facebook, well, that's no sweat. We're on Twitch as well, and if you can't catch us on either one of those, well, guess what? We've got a YouTube channel as well. So you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Just search thesimracingnetwork.com. Give us a like and a follow. You'll get notifications sent to you when we go live, and you can catch all the action from all the different series that we do every week. So here we go, folks. These guys are lined up 2 by 2. Pace cars bringing them through 1 and 2 now for the last time on the pace lap. And then we'll get this ball rolling. Now, I'm going to give you some people to keep your eyes on here. First one is, of course, Pataska. He's been strong on the poles, but he hasn't actually put the win together in a couple of races here. We've got Schauner back there. Schauner's a 2-time winner, I believe. He's taking the last 2, actually. And he'll be one to keep your eye on. He starts 5th tonight down there on the inside. And here we go. The pace car is about to exit the field. There he goes. These guys are coming around and take this green, and boom, we are off. And look at that. Harberts is out to a quick start out front. And we've wasted no time at all getting out there to a nice, comfy lead. He wants to try and separate himself from this pack as much as he can. In the meantime, behind him, boy, there's a scrum going on here from 3rd on back to about 7th or 8th. A little 2 by 2 here and there. They're going to try and single themselves up right there. A lot of guys already trying to get that high side to work for them. Some guys try to make that low side work for them. Don't forget, this is an open setup league. Now, what that means, folks, is they can tweak these setups as they go and make changes to stagger and air pressure in the pits before the race. And during the race, they can do all kinds of little changes to it, spring offset and whatnot. So that's the great part about this, is it's an open setup league. Really looking good and strong out there right now. Harberts, though, he is wasting no time. He's already off to about a half-second lead there in front of the 112 of Devin Morgan. Davey Rindu right there in 3rd. Krikorian there 4th, and Schaefer Jr. in 5th. But, it's an early part of the race. And these guys, excuse me, they have to do 150 laps on the same set of tires they started with. So you might see some guys that started up front kind of fade to the back a little bit, trying to take care of those tires for a little while. Guys like Pataska, who know how long this is going to take, they're going to settle in. Oh, we got a car in the wall hard back there. Not sure who that was. Let's see, that was the 98 car, no, sorry, 96 car of Justin Warner. He's already done some right side damage to that car, trying to do what we call a on-track engineering adjustment. It's not that big a deal really, unless you knock the toe out or something like that on these cars. But aerodynamics doesn't really come into a whole lot of play here with the super late models, especially on Bristol Motor Speedway. We've seen that in the past where these guys bring them home minus. Boy, that 96 was real loose. He just got out of shape big time right there. And 3 and 4 checks up. He's going to lose a few more spots. So Warner, he's got his hands full right now. He's probably going to have to make some serious swings at the adjustments on this thing on his first pit stop, because he's just really, really wicked loose right now. And which is surprising because our track temperature is only 69 degrees, so they should have a lot of extra grip out there. So he probably wasn't really counting on this thing being so slick. So we'll see him probably duck into the pits sometime this evening and make a bunch of adjustments to that thing, try and tighten up. In the meantime, back up front, we've got a hell of a fight shaping up for that lead. Harberts has it, but Morgan in that 112, he wants it. He's all over that back bumper of Jacob Harberts. He goes up high, Harberts down low, but the 112 of Morgan gets a great run coming off the turn right there. Swings it back up high again, going through 3 and 4. He's going to try and keep that momentum coming up. Sorry, that's 1 and 2. Excuse me, I'm a little flipped up here on my turns there, but coming through 3 and 4. Now look at that run he's going to get coming down the front stretch. But boom, up jumps Harberts, slammed the door on him. Not going to quite let him get there just yet. I think Jacob in that 80 car, he knows that if the 112 can get to his outside, he's going to take that spot. So he goes up to take that line away from him. The 112 drops down low, give the lead still to Harberts coming across the line that time. Harberts understands that. He's going to go up there and take that line away from the 112. So that's probably going to calm that fight down for a few laps until I believe Morgan can figure out what he's going to do to try and get around that leader. So he's going to let a few car links go, try to heat his cool his tires back off there. In the meantime, we got a little bit of a fight back here for 4th place. Looks like the 6 car's down low trying to take that spot away. And the 19 car is up high. That's Davey Wren doing that 19. So give that 4th spot to the 5 car. Rendu slips back to 5th. Let's see if we can look back further in the field here and find some folks that are racing. Oh, we got another little race going on back here between the 51 of Ryan Matthews and Matt Rolfe down on the inside here. That's for 13th and 14th. And, we got a car out of shape there up ahead of these guys. That'll be the 7 car. He got a little bit loose, so he's going to bottleneck these guys up. So now we got pretty much of a 5 car fight for 10th on back. And you can just see the multiple lines developing in this track already. In front of these guys, the 07 car, he's slow on the bottom. He's going to duck down in the pits. I see he's got a lot of front end damage. He probably, we got a spin on the front stretch. The 32 car and the 13 got together, but it stays green. The 32 car slid down the inside off the racing surface, so we're not going to go green. But I'll tell you what, we're not going to go yellow, but that's going to put him a whole lot of time now. Rolling the replay now, and you can see where these guys got together right there. It looks like the 32, they were just kind of fighting for position there. The 7, I don't know if the 19, got down into the 32, and down goes the 32 on the racing surface there. No harm, no foul. The 32 is going to be really behind. That's Trevor Edwards. He's gonna lose a lot of time to the leaders there. Now we've already got 1 car at 67 who's already gone 2 laps down. I covered that a minute ago. He has pulled his car behind the wall. Colin Allman has. Probably just didn't want to deal with Bristol tonight there. But in the meantime, back up front, it looks like Devin Morgan's going to try and ease his way back into contention with that 80 car of Jacob Harberts for the lead. Now, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but don't you worry. We're going to stay corner to corner. You're going to see all the action here. And if something happens while we're away, we'll zip right back to you. But stay tuned right here on the Sim Racing Network for the SARA Dreamers Super Racing Series, and we'll be right back.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back. Sorry about that, folks. Welcome back to the Sim Racing Network. And as you can see, our leaders have caught the field. We're riding along now with Devin Morgan. And, I mean, man, we had a close call there with a couple of lap cars. Both leader and second place there. Caught them pretty quickly. I think a little quicker than they expected to. And it almost caused an accident, but they managed to keep it. Oh, we got a car down in the wall, comes back up on track in front of our leaders. And we're still green. Unbelievable. Wow, man. iRacing is getting a little stingy with the yellows these days. Oh, there it is. Now it's out. That was the, let's see here. That's going to be the Michael Goddard car. He got real loose, got down into the inside retaining wall there and hit it pretty hard. He was number 38, and man, that was a hard lick. I don't know if he'll be able to get back into the race, but that brings us under caution now. And man, that was just, wow, what an impact. I really don't think he'll be back. He hit that wall pretty hard. And here we are, our first caution of the inning, lap 30. And like I said earlier, folks, these guys cannot take tires. Now, they can stop and get fuel if they want to, or go in and make some adjustments to the car if they need to. We've already seen a car or two go into the pits. I believe Justin Warner went in because he was real loose earlier. We saw him getting way out of shape, made some adjustments. He's now 8 laps down. Keith Medeiros is out of the race. Well, he didn't even start the race. Yeah, he did. I'm sorry. I take that back. Keith Medeiros has dropped out. He's gone behind the wall. Colin Allman's behind the wall. And Michael Goddard, he's now going to be retired. He's behind the wall. He's the one we just saw impale his car in the pit lead. And so that brings us, that wreck into the wall brings us into our first 1-3 Designs caution of the night. And we want to thank those guys at 1-3 Designs for sponsoring our cautions for us. Hopefully, no offense, guys out there at 1-3, but hopefully we won't have to say that name too many times, because this is going to be a great race if we can keep it green. When these tires start to give up, it really makes things interesting down there on the track. But in the meantime, we are under a 1-3 Designs caution, so we're going to take a really quick 30-second break, and then we'll be right back, folks.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Then.
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway, the Dreamers Super Series for SARA. Here at Bristol Motor Speedway, 150 laps. We are 35 laps into it. We're under caution. The guy put his car into the wall there. So that gave us a caution, a 1-3 Designs caution. Now, folks, this series is sponsored by a lot of great people out there. So you see the graphic up on our screen right now. Make sure you stop by their websites. Give them a shout, a thumbs up, or whatever. Just let them know, hey, thank you for supporting these guys. These are some of the best short track racers we have in iRacing. And I tell you what, that's no BS right there, folks. You can go back and look at these stats later on, but these guys are great at what they do. And they always put on a great show here at SARA. I believe it's racesara.com is their website. If you want to stop by and give them a thumbs up, let them know you're watching them, and really appreciate what they do. Give their sponsors a heads up and say, hey, thanks for supporting these guys. We'd appreciate it out here. In the meantime, welcome back, Gael Brooks. It's good we found you, man.
Yeah, so I finally able to make it up to the booth. Glad to join you here. As I look forward to seeing these guys
Hot
put on
dog
a show.
stand got you, didn't it?
You know how it is.
Well, here goes our pace car. We're going back to green, and immediately Harbers jumps on the gas. Doesn't get quite the jump he did on that first start of the race there. The 112 was right there behind him. And I predict, Gael, we're going to see a lot more of that heavy, hard racing from these two up front.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to catch the beginning. I say I'm already seeing. Looks like they're running a fair bit popular. Actually, more. I say it looks like they're all over the place. I kind of expect it to be a top line fest, but I say I saw leaders down at the bottom and third place right in the middle, and you got fourth right up top. So that's awesome to see these guys in the super late models running all over this track.
Now, I mentioned this to the Sears out there. Wow. To the viewers out there earlier, when we got it spread out a little bit, you know, you did see a lot of guys sticking mainly to the top and a lot of guys working the down. Man, I'm having a fun time with these words tonight. The low line is what I'm trying to say. Now, this is an open setup series. I know I've said it a few times, but what that basically means is they can adjust their car to run wherever they feel comfortable out on this track. And as you see right now, our leader, Harberts, he's running down low. That's where he ran for the first, I guess, 20-some-odd laps of that first stretch. But then when he got challenged by the 112, who was running in the middle of the high line like he was right there and making up a lot of ground, he just moved his car up and took that line away from Morgan in the 112 like he's doing right now. So he's got his car kind of set up pretty good where he can drive it wherever he wants. And, of course, he's got that clean air on the nose too, guys.
Yeah, so even though it's a half mile, you'll be surprised as fast as these cars are going. They're entering the turns at 145 miles an hour. So I'll say clean air still plays a big role in these things.
Now look at that run that the 112 gets going down the stretch there as he comes off there. He goes in high, arcs, hard off the middle right there, coming off of 3 and 4. Does kind of the same thing through 1 and 2 right here. Right here, boom, he hits a hard left coming down a little bit. Gets a great run, and we're under caution again. Let's see if we can find out where that caution's at. It looks like it's the 32 of Trevor Edwards, who was, let's see here. He got a little help. He got into the wall there is what it looks like. So we're going to get a replay of this pulled up for you. The 32 of Trevor Edwards is a good-looking Kroger's car, I think it is. But looks like he was trying not, here we go with the replay. He was trying not to get up to that wall right there, Gael. And unfortunately, by checking up like he did, he just got hit in the rear end by the 17 car there and collected the 14 as well.
Yeah, so everything happens so fast here at Bristol. I say you just get out of the gas just that little bit on exit. It looks like you just got that little bit tight. And yeah, the 17 of AJ Rogers just had nowhere to go. Unfortunately, got into the back of him. Tried to check up, but like I said, it just happened so fast. And so yeah, hooked him and sent him around. But it didn't look like it was too bad of a hit. So I think he should be all right, be able to get some damage fixed and get back in here.
Well, yeah, and like I said earlier, aerodynamics really don't play a whole huge part here at Bristol. So if he has to lose a fender or two, it's not that bad. And then we see the lucky dog going by. That would be the 88 car, getting one of his laps back. He had some issues earlier, Matthew Eddy did, and got himself a lap down, but he'll get that lap back, and he'll be, let's see, 17 cars on the lead lap now. And we didn't start with a very big field tonight, Gael. We usually have a lot more guys than this, but I think just the word Bristol probably scared a few of them off.
I was looking at the lap times. I watched them run some practice laps here, and I had to change my view of watching them because they were going so fast. I was starting to get dizzy with as fast as these things would turn. 13-second laps in practice. I could not believe it.
They're ripping around this track right now. Like you said, they're going upwards of 135, 140 miles an hour going down into the turns, and they're not scrubbing up that much speed. I was watching our two leaders, and neither one of them really scrubbed off much lower than 120 going through the middle of the turn. So they're still carrying a lot of speed coming off that corner as well.
Yeah, that's impressive what these things can do. So I knew the super late models and then the modifieds can run some serious lap times here, but I haven't actually run these cars at this track before, just the NASCAR stuff. But yeah, that's impressive. I don't know if I'd be able to react fast enough to everything going on.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, I've run the super lates and the late models here at Bristol myself in a couple of league races I used to run in. And it's a blast, but not with a fixed setup. With an open setup, I'm sure it's a lot better. But with that fixed setup, you've got to be real careful on the tires, especially like if you were like this league here with a one set of tires. No tire rule. Basically, they can't pit and take tires at all. They've got to make this one set last for 150 laps. Well, folks, we are about to go back to green, I believe, in about a lap and a half here. The lights are still on the pace car, but I'm pretty sure they'll be off here shortly. We're at lap 48 already, Gael. So almost 100 laps left here. Almost 50 laps down, I should say. This is going to go by quick if they stay green.
Yeah, well, I would say, like we talked about, just the 14-second lap times they're doing right now in race trim, which is just incredible. So yeah, say if it goes green, they'll be knocking this one out, and you'll blink, and yeah, it's like, where'd the race go? So looking forward to seeing these guys put on more of a show here, and yeah, say I'm learning some new names, and so I look forward to watching these guys some more.
Well, here we go. The pace lights are off the pace car. They're coming around the backstretch right now, getting ready to come down through 3 and 4. And when they do that, the pace car is going to get out of the way and let these boys, man, let these boys get back at it. I'm sorry, folks. I'm half asleep right now, to be completely honest with you. It was a rough day for Mr. John T. Muschin Jr. But here we go. Pace car is off. He ducks down, and Harberts is out again to a nice restart right there. That's the advantage of being a leader, man. You can go whenever you want to. It's just up to the guys behind him to keep up with him. And in the meantime, as we saw before on Gael on these last couple of restarts, these guys waste no time just trying to find the grip where it's at, in the middle, the high line, low line, wherever they can find it at.
Yeah, I saw in that restart the 23 of Dallas. He was going straight to the top as soon as he could. So he actually looked like he chopped the nose a little bit of the 31. And so yeah, it's like he wanted to be at the top as soon as he could, even though he started third. He's a nope, top for me, and just jumps up there immediately. And it looks like that's where they all want to be right now, because from third on back, they're all running the top. Speaking
of Dallas Pataska, he was our pole winner, but like I said, we have a 7-car invert for this field, and he wound up restarting 7th starting 7th on the start of the race. Has not done too badly. Got him a few spots right there, but it's kind of leveled out now. It takes time to make spots up here on this track, and about the time he gets up to speed, there's another caution coming out, and my producer's pointing this out, but he does have some substantial damage on the right front of that car, so he may have damaged that suspension a little bit, probably got in the wall, or maybe got into something, but more than likely slapped that wall there, Gael.
Yeah, it's easy to get the wall off of 2 and 4 here, and I'll say, like you mentioned, he's made some good ground. The other one I noticed is Ryan Matthews in the 51. He started 20th, and he's already up to 6th, so that's a really good run for him. So he might be one to watch here as the laps
and digging down on the inside, trying to get that 5th spot away too. I mean, he's really made a lot of great moves in this race, but you got to ask yourself, how hard is he driving that car? Is he burning those tires up? And as we see behind him, wow, that yellow car, who is that down there? That's going to be the 5 car of Matt Rolfe. Wow, he is really digging on that inside, trying to improve his spots a little bit. He started 15th, and he's up to 8th now. That's not too bad. Now, on his outside, we've got Joe Schaefer Jr. in that 6 car. Joe started 4th, but has fallen back a little bit. But Joe's also one of those guys, Gael. He likes to take care of his tires for the first half of the race and then come on strong in the second half.
Yeah, so there's always two theories on it. If you want to try to get the track position early and then just try to hang on to it, or hope the other guys burn their stuff off and go for it. But back up front with the 80, though, they're pretty much, you got Jacob in the 80 staying, been running the top, went to the bottom that last time by, back to the bottom again. But you've got Devin in the 112, who he's pretty much going anywhere that the 80 is and trying to find any way around. So they're putting on a show right here and gap in 3rd place while they're doing it.
Well, actually, you got it backwards. Harbert is going wherever Morgan is, trying not to let him get any steam at all. He was doing that to him on the first 30-lap stretch, and here we are, lap 60. He's doing it again. Morgan uses that high line and gets great runs, come off turns, and closes the gap. But as soon as Harbert sees that, he jumps up there, and now you see he forces the 112 go down the inside, but the 112 is not as strong down there, Gael, on the inside as he is on the outside.
Yeah, so they're both definitely stout set up right now. I'll be curious to see if it's just, kind of see if they can maybe pressure the 80 into a mistake and then go for it that way, or just, see, maybe like, okay, I'm going to keep her on the bottom and then kind of get the 80 into a false sense of security, and then that's when you jump to the top. So I'll say this is one of those ones you definitely have to drive defensively if there is a preferred line.
Absolutely. Now, behind them, we were just talking about Pataska having had a pretty good run so far, but right now, he's got a mirror full of that 31 car, Christian Schallner. Now, Schallner is I think a 2-time winner, maybe a 3-time winner, but he's won the last 2 races, I believe, and has been real strong in this series. And right now, he is all over the back bumper of 23 car of Dallas Pataska. That's Christian Schallner back there in the 31 car. And as I say that, he drops back a couple of car lengths, but he was all over the back bumper earlier. And look at that difference in their lines right there. The 23 car way down low in 3 and 4 right there. The 31 way up high. And same thing here through 1 and 2. Oh, the 23 car's in the... Wow. Hell of a hit right there. And he's lucky that Schallner didn't run him over right there. That was close.
That was.
And look, he's going to go back up there and give him a shot in the bumper. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Good heads up driving there by the 30. No, you're good. I'd say that was exciting. Saying I think we just exactly found what happened with Dallas Pataska's with the right front. So that's going to give him a little more damage there too. I mean that wall comes up in a hurry here. But I'd say that puts puts Christian Challenger up to third now. See if he can put some laps down and start closing that gap on the leaders, because they've gotten away to almost a 3-second lead.
Yes, they have. I was just about to comment on that. And what's interesting about these lines, I mean, you know, to me, I don't know. I've never done an open setup here. I have run fixed setup with Super Late Models of Bristol, and I just found, of course, this was like several builds ago on different tire model, but it just seemed to me that middle of the high line was a little less wear and tear on the tire because you weren't forcing the car to turn quite as much. That, you know, I don't know if that's got something to do with how bad the 23 is driving right now, but he is definitely losing ground. And look at that fight with him in the 51, or the 51 of Ryan Matthews. They're both just duking it out for 4th and 5th right there, Gael.
Yeah, Ryan went for a bit of a slide job and got clear, but then didn't have the momentum on the exit, and Dallas was able to take back advantage of that and get right back under him. And they almost touch off of 4 there. So they say they're still racing real hard.
Cutting no quarter at all right there. No slack given at all. Look at this, man. Hell of a fight we got going on. Meantime, while they're back there duking it out, Schauner is trying to make up spot to the top too, but he is falling actually behind a little bit more, just a little over 3 seconds. He was 3.0 that time by, 3.1 this time by. So he lost a full 10th right there, and he's out there by himself. And we got a caution.
As we talked about, the 51 and the 23 got together there.
Oh my goodness.
They were fighting hard, and I say the 51 actually went over there. We'll have to take a look at that one on the replay.
Yeah, multiple barrel rolls. Wow. That was huge. Big time wreck. So we are under 1-3 Designs caution number 3, I believe. And here's your replay, folks. And as you can see, they just ran out of room right there. The 51 drifted up, wasn't quite clear to 23, and the impact just sent him head over heels. There were multiple barrel rolls down through the turns into 1 and 2. Not real sure how bad the damage is, but he keeps it rolling. He just put it back in gear, Gael, right there, and just kept on going.
Yeah, I think that was that aggressive driver time while trying to clear him and get through there, and just unfortunately tried to clear himself and wasn't quite clear. And I'm saying he and the 23 got together there off of 4, I believe it was, and yeah, that was a wild ride.
And then he had a lot of trouble getting into his pits as well. So the night has gone from bad to worse for Ryan Matthews. In the meantime, 1-3 Designs caution is on the track again, and you know, it's going to give these guys up front a chance to cool their tires off, Gael, and take a deep breath and go to the last half of this race, because as we come across the line right now, it's going to be halfway to go, lap 76.
This race is flying along. I'm looking at some of the cars, checking how they all look. I'll say you've got the front 2 are definitely looking real clean. I'll say then you got Christian Challenger in the 31, definitely has some nose and right front damage, and we mentioned about Dallas Pataska with the right front damage as well. Interesting to know that they're not actually, doesn't look like they plan on pitting though to get any of that fixed, so I think they figure track position is more important at this point than getting of this damage repaired, especially with the fact that it's already halfway.
Yeah, even with only 17 cars on the lead lap, or now 16, I believe Matthews is going to go a lap down or more trying to get his repairs made. But I'm really surprised, like you, that, you know, I guess the damage isn't really affecting the handling of these cars at all.
Yeah, or just not worth the risk of it getting them repaired. But I think this was a big break for Christian Challenger, bring that gap up back down to be right in third place on the start of it, see if he can make something happen here. And then also the 66, I believe that car looks like it's really clean still as well with that Pepsi machine, so we'll see if he's able to make some room as well. Yeah,
Krikorian, he's got no damage at all on that car, it looks like. Probably just laying in wait back there trying to get something to happen here, but you know what this is going to do? I think it's going to give Challenger a shot. You know, he starts right there behind Harberts, and, you know, Harberts controls the start of the race. So, you know, Challenger, if he's good with his tires and tire management, he might be able to get second place away from Morgan. I don't know. Morgan's really stout on that outside. So we'll see what happens here, folks. We're going to go around one more time, I do believe. Let's see if the lights go out. And yes, the lights are out, so we're going to stack them up. And I'm just going to take a quick 10-second station identification, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and here we go, folks. The pace car is coming through 3 and 4 now. He'll be peeling off shortly, and we'll go back to green. I am predicting that Harberts will maintain his lead, but we're going to see one hell of a fight between Morgan and Challenger for that second spot. And look at Pataska noses up in the back of the 112, and off goes Harberts. Great start that time. Everybody behind him was kind of sleeping. Morgan shoots down the inside to take that line away from Challoner so he can maintain his second spot and maybe focus on getting up there and giving Harberts a run for his money. But look at this dogfight we've got here from fourth on back, man. That's just some hard racing right there. And we're under caution. Oh, wow. That didn't take long at all. Let's find out what we've got going on here. Swing through the field in the 32 again. Trevor Edwards. He's just not having a good night. Let's see what happened to him. We're going to get the replay pulled up here shortly, but the Trevor Edwards car, the 32 car, rolling the replay now, and as it looks to me like he just kind of got loose right there, bounced off one car, hit the wall, got in the air. Really nice air right there. I'll give him that. But slid down to the pits, and we're looking really hard. It looked like it was just from netcode, but whatever it was, he just wound up spinning and sliding down the track, and substantial damage. It's more damage, I should say, given to the right side of that car. And all this is going to do is stack these guys up again, let these tires cool down some more, Gael, and we'll get another restart.
Yeah, so I was taking a look at it as well. Yeah, like you said, I believe it. I don't think they actually made contact. It was the 19. He was side by side with off of 4 there, and don't think they actually made contact, but it was definitely a close call. But yeah, definitely another wild ride there that they had from that deal. Say these cars, I'll say they go so fast. I'll say any wreck winds up being a pretty big one here.
Yeah, it's amazing the air that Matthews got earlier, and he's back on track rolling, man. And he's already made up a couple of spots even. But, wow, here we are, man. Bristol Motor Speedway, Gael. I love this place. I really do.
Yeah, this is an exciting track. It's definitely changed characteristics, I should say, over the past few years, with it being the bottom only for a long time and then kind of top only. Now they've been working on trying to get both lines a little bit equal. I don't think iRacing's able to do the what do you call it? The
sticky stuff.
The sticky stuff.
The
Yeah,
goop.
so I know there's an official term for it. But yeah, I say this is always a tricky one. I'd say, and I've seen some leagues even with fixed setups where if you just take care of your stuff, you can make the bottom line work even if you got those guys up top. But it's definitely a challenge, and you gotta pretty much fully commit to it. So it'll be exciting to see what these guys can do. And like you mentioned with Ryan Matthews, he's still going after this, still in the lead lap. Got a lot of damage after that barrel roll, but hey, you never know what's going to happen.
I'll tell you, I saw a guy at the U-Crops 300 one time up in Richmond. It was a late model race there. He did the same thing, barreled his car coming off a 2, drove it into the pits. They pulled all the sheet metal off that car. I'm not even joking. He didn't have a scrap of sheet metal left on that car, and went to go back on the track and exited the pits, but got black flagged immediately by the NASCAR official. They didn't come back in, but it was so weird seeing just a chassis on wheels rolling around out there for a lap.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one. I know we've seen with NASCAR, they just use a roll of tape to put the car number back on there so they can be identified. But I don't think I've ever seen just the rolling chassis.
You know what I'm hoping? I've heard some rumors, and I hope they're true, but we'll have to wait and find out. But I've heard a rumor that they're going to make some of these victory lanes accessible to us sim racers. Could you imagine winning one here at Bristol and pulling your car up on top of that winner circle that sits on top of the press building down there?
That would be an incredible sight to witness and to be part of. Yeah, I can't even imagine what that would be like.
I tell you, I went to a Bristol race in real life years and years ago. I'm sorry, not the race, but the track, and it was really cool to go up on top of that building and just picture a race car sitting up there. But in the meantime, here we go, folks. The pace cars' lights are off. They're stacked up 2 by 2. And even though they have lane choice, once again, Harbert's going to take the inside line there. So we're going to see what he can do with this time. We'll see if these guys behind him can maybe get a little bit better of a start this time, Gael. They didn't get too good of a start last time, and he checked out to a pretty decent lead. So here we go. Pace car is off. Boom, off they go. And like I said, just a little bit better of a restart there. Once again, the 112 is going to slide down in front of Challoner. Challoner almost gave him a shot to the bumper, trying to cut him off there. But look at how close Morgan is on that 112. Shoots to the outside. Now going to try and gain some momentum, take that lead away. But no! Harberts jumps up there and cuts him off.
Yeah, that was a really close one there off of 2, I believe it was. And I was saying, it just shows you how well, though, the 80 car is rotating, because you actually had, like you said, Challoner was kind of pinned on the bottom and tried to get back up top, but Dallas Pataska was able to kind of cover that spot off. As I say that, of course, it looked like the 112 just got into the wall a little bit off off of 2, I believe. As I say, it's happening so fast, I don't know what turn. I'm
he's in
off
the wall again
off
right
of
there.
4. So he's going after right now, trying to keep up with Jacob in the 80 here. So
I think that was more frustration with the fact that Jacob cut him off so harsh there and made him check up. In the meantime, they're about to catch a really slow car down there on the inside. That's the 26 car of Brian Helm. They're going to catch him pretty quick. Now, I'm really surprised that Chowder has fallen back to 5th. Oh, we got a wreck on the front stretch right there. Boom. But does it stay green? It looks like it's going to stay green. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it was involving the 6, unfortunately.
Sam Roush in the 13 got loose. The 6 tried to check up and miss him and didn't. And then here's the replay right here. And you can see the 13 was able to drive on, but that 6 car nosed it hard into the wall right there. And that's probably going to be the end of the night for Joe Schaefer. He's in the pits, and yes, he is indeed going to retire that vehicle. We've also got A.J. Rogers has pulled his vehicle behind the wall. So that's unfortunate. So our car count is definitely doing, but we stayed under green, folks, so we're still racing here. And up front, it is still Jacob Harbert's and Devin Morgan show. Morgan's still trying to figure out how he's going to get around the 80 car of Harbert's, Gael, and he's just not having any luck doing it.
Yeah, he's trying everything he can, going high, going low, just trying to say, and I think that's, like you said, the frustration a little bit, getting into the wall and exit there, and just trying everything he can to find that way around, at least get the nose to, if he can get his nose to the right rear corner of the 80, I think that'll be where it can happen. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But again, they're chasing each other, and they're gapping from 3rd on back. So unless something drastic happens, I think it's going to be between these two for the win here.
Well, the thing is, Morgan's a clean racer, very clean racer, but there's going to get a point in this thing when we get down to less than 10, 15 laps to go, or he's not going to be putting up with someone slamming the door on him and taking his line away from him like that. That's something we've seen time and again from all kinds of people here at Bristol. You get into the wall hard that time. 2 or 3 times was the 112 car of Devin Morgan. I think he may have worn those tires out finally there, Gael.
Yeah, I saw that as well. So he was going for all he was worth there, and yeah, just got in a little bit too hot in entering the turn. We'll see if it affects him too much. Obviously, he fell back about half a second, so he'll need a few laps to regroup and then see if he can put a charge back on. But I'll say I'll give Jacob Harberts a little bit of breathing room, kind of get his mindset back into it too, and figure out what he needs to do if Devin Morgan's able to make another run here.
If I'm Devin Morgan, here's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make this car run better, what kind of adjustment I can make. He can't take tires. He can take fuel. If that'll help the balance on the car, maybe do that on the next caution, if there's a next caution. If there is a next caution, maybe duck in. You can't take tires. If you don't want to take fuel, turn it all off, get your damage fixed. Try to make some sort of a chassis adjustment to make that car run better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll say, because I think that is part of where the 80s has a slight advantage. It looks like he's just able to rotate just that little bit better. I'll say, like I said, these two are by far the class of the field tonight. But yeah, I'll say a little adjustment could go a long ways. It just depends on if they're able to. The track position is always a concern, especially with now we're within 50 to go here of the end. Yeah, it's just what do we got on the lead lap? Still 14 on the lead lap. So
yeah,
just it's one of those risk versus
you're right.
rewards.
He would lose a lot of positions, but he's got a fast car. He's a really fast car. So I think if we have another caution with, say, under 35 laps to go, that's what my game plan would be. Get in there, make some adjustments somehow, maybe get that damage fixed. I mean, hasn't lost any ground other than what he lost by getting into the wall. I mean, he's still right there, 4/10 behind Morgan. He's actually gained 3 100ths in the last lap. So we know his car is still fast, and they've got a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. So you're right. These two are the class of the field. Like I said, I'm thinking, man, maybe if there's another quick caution here, you could just duck in, make an adjustment, get some damage fixed, and really put on a show for us. But we're going to find out here, folks. We're going to just take a really quick commercial break, but we're going to leave it on corner to corner for you. And when we come back from this next commercial break, folks, we're going to take it all the way to all the way to checkered for you. So stay tuned, hang tight with us, and we'll be right back from this commercial break on Corner to Corner with the Sim Racing Network.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Isn't arsenic rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to the Sim Racing Network. We're under another 1-3 Designs caution, and I'm not real sure if our producer had the camera on what happened back there when it happened, but Davey Rindu and the 32 car were all duking it out there, and Trevor Edwards and Ryan Matthews, they were all duking it out, and well, as you see right there, folks, some paint was traded. It was a combination of, Matthews getting into the wall, and Trevor Edwards just really didn't have time to wait for him to get out the way. What do you think, IL?
Yeah, it's about, I'd say, a little bit of same thing. Things happen so fast, just lost that little bit of momentum getting into the wall there, and then I don't think there's enough time. And I'd say they were duking out pretty hard, so there may have been a little bit of frustration there as well that played a role into it. But they got hooked together. I mean, we're only less than 40 to go here, so I think that was part of it.
Well, here's that caution that I brought up, but believe it or not, I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. That's probably why I don't race with these guys. But Morgan elected to stay out and not make any adjustments or repairs to his car. So he's going to clean those tires off. It looks like doing a little swaying back and forth, but he's going to try and just stick with what he's got. Now, in the meantime, Matthews is coming down pit road. I don't know if that's to maybe try and fix some damage that was incurred in this caution or the other one where he barrel rolled down the straightaway, but he's in the pits right now. But other than that, everybody stays out here, Kyle, and, well, I guess we're just going to see what Morgan can do with it when we go back to green.
Yeah, so I think that's like you said, let the tires cool off. I mean, at this point, I think it's like one of those things like you've got what you've got, so just going to try to make the most of it. But, yeah, there's a few towards the back that definitely did pop in, make some changes. You got the 19 of Davey Rin. I'm going to pronounce the name wrong, so I apologize. But yeah, the 19 there, and then also the 13 and the 26 look like they were pitting as well. So we'll see if they're able to make some gains from where they were as well.
Well, this ought to make an interesting run to the checkered flag right here. Man, I just, we got two really great cars up front. One of whom has damaged himself just a wee bit, but they've both been setting a pretty hard pace. You got Pataska, your Polster, sitting back there in third. He's got a lot of damage on his car from also a couple of, wow, I didn't know where the 112 was going for a second there. It looks like he was about to try and exit the track in that car. Did you see that?
Yeah, so he's going to do some serious tire warm-up. It looks like I got a little nervous there. My camera kind of just shifted off him as he was going towards the wall. I was getting a little nervous there.
Well, it looks like race control has decided Mr. Matthews needed a black flag for his involvement in that incident earlier. So Matthews is going to be at least one lap down, so we can pretty much count him out of contention for the win, even though there's only 14 cars now in the lead lap. I'm gonna hazard to say that this is really down to just two cars. I got nothing against Pataska and Challoner up there, but they just haven't shown the strength, Gael, that those two up front have.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I'll say that the 80 and the 112 have by far been the class of the field tonight from when I've been able to join you up here. But you never know. I mean, if they start fighting each other a little bit too hard, if the 80 doesn't get a good restart like he has been, and 112 is able to time it just right, it could definitely change a whole bunch of things here. So that's why we pay. That's why we pay to watch the races, right?
That's right. Well, here we go, folks. The lights are off the pace car. We're stacked up 2x2, coming off of 4 now. Waiting for that green flag, and off goes Harbert to that 80. Great restart right there. It looks like the 112 didn't get quite the restart he wanted, but he's going to slide down the inside and take that line away from the 23 car down on the inside. Pataska's going to be in third now. Schauner in the third. No, I'm right. Pataska in the third. Schauner back to fourth. Sorry, folks, my scoring just a little bit off right now, but single wide file here. Single wide file. Right there, John. Single wide racing, I should say, up front. It doesn't look like Harberts is really pulling away from Morgan right here. We're at lap 120 across the line right now, folks. That's 31 laps to go on this thing, and it's still anybody's fight, really. I mean, these guys are fairly close together there, Gael.
Yeah, so actually it looks like Pataska's been able to hold on to these guys a little bit better on this one, so he may have been saving his stuff a little bit more than we had figured initially, so maybe just kind of playing his cards, and so we'll see. But like I said, it took a couple laps, but now it looks like Devin Morgan's starting to reel back in Jacob Harberts here, so we'll see. I don't think we're done seeing the two of these battle for the lead.
No, not at all, and I'm thinking maybe all those on-track engineering adjustments that Pataska made to the right side of that car maybe starting to help him out a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, you never know. I've seen drivers before make some wall modifications to see if we can help things out a little bit. So I remember, I think it was Kyle Busch at Martinsville actually tried to rub the inside wall to help a tire rub and wound up crossing the pit commitment cone, so he wound up having to pit because of it, so it didn't work to plan.
Yeah.
There's been times where they've done it.
Well, you pointed out, man, Morgan's looking real strong right now. I think he understands the laps are winding down. They're winding down in a hurry. These guys are doing lap times of 14.6 seconds by that time. So they're doing almost, 3.5 laps a minute? This is going by pretty quick, so I think Morgan understands that, and he's just trying to figure out how he's going to get up there and get past Harberts, who's led most of this race so far.
Yeah, like you said, they're running 15 or 14 and a half seconds laps. I'd say the last few laps, Devin Morgan's been just about half a tenth or a little or so quicker. And as I said, he's closing up on entry again. So as long as he can keep off the wall, I think he can definitely put a big challenge in here for this one.
Well, lap 127 right now coming through the line. They're going to lap 128 next time by. And, man, this is just really getting into a tight fight. But look at how big of a gap we've got now from fourth all the way back to fifth. So you can see who the guys that were saving their stuff, mainly for this race are starting to move forward. And the guys who didn't save a whole lot or have too much damage are falling further and further back. But I'm really impressed with this run by Devin Morgan right now. He's kept it clean. He hasn't really gotten too hard into the bumper of Harberts there. But look at that. Look what Harberts does. Every time Morgan gets within striking distance of him or to a spot where he thinks he might be able to pass him, he just eases up and takes that line away from Morgan. That's how you race somebody right there.
Yeah, he's putting on a clinic for how to defend the lead here. Obviously, it helps to have a good handling car. He's made some great setup choices with this one. But you're right, though. I mean, I think he wants to run the bottom if he can, but when he sees that big run coming, that's where he protects the top. And I don't know. I say Devin Morgan isn't going to give up, but he has to be careful, obviously, not to run it too deep. But I'm kind of wondering if he's going to. There's that top again. I would just wonder if at some point he's going to make that big dive to the bottom with the 80, thinking he's going to run the top.
Well, we're going to find out pretty soon, man. I tell you, he's right there on that bumper. I mean, he can just almost get to him, And I got to tell you, with less than 20 laps to go, if I'm Devin Morgan, I get close enough, I'm going to do a bump. I'm just letting you know. I don't want to wreck the guy, but I'll do what I have to get by him.
Yeah, well, it sounded like you'd mentioned, though. This is the first time I get to watch these guys race, and like you said, they put on quite the show. It sounded like Devin Morgan's really clean racers, so it just depends on the frustrations of things. If it felt like he was wronged earlier in the race or anything like that, or just to add that little bit of pressure, not even like a big hit, just like, hey, I'm here, by the way, don't forget about me.
Now look at this. He's moved his line down. He's actually made up a lot of ground right there on the 80 car of Harberts. The thing is, though, I don't think his tires can really withstand a whole lot of diving down on the inside like that. Not the way his car's set up right now.
No, I think he's going to have to get as close as he can, and he's going to have to make a big move. Although right there, he was so close to getting side by side in the middle. So he caught the wall a little bit there. But, man, I don't know. I say 80 is almost looking a little vulnerable here to the 112. I thought he had it in control, but it's looking a little tighter now. So I think you might see a big dive to the inside.
Oh, here we go. Nope, he keeps it. Oh, man, this is a great show these guys are putting on right here. We're at lap 137 right now, coming across line for 138. Here we go. Morgan down the inside. He shoots that thing down the inside. Is he going to try a slide job? Slides up in front of the 80 right there. put Morgan to the lead, but look at this. Down the inside comes back. Harbert's in the 80. He's going to take it down the inside, coming through 3 and 4, but give the lead to Devin Morgan. He's been patient all race, folks. 139 laps into this thing. He finally makes his move, and it was just like Gael Brooks said. He called it. He was going to fake to the outside, dove it to the inside just when he thought Harper was going to go up and block him on the outside. But he's not done with this thing yet. We've got 10 laps to go right here, or 11 laps to go, excuse me, and Harper's was right there, Gael.
That was an amazing move. It worked out really well. I'd say it looked like the 80 got a little tight, which helped him be able to kind of finish that slide job off. But I'm watching the 80, and he's doing the similar stuff here. So it looks like Jacob Harper is trying to get that high entry to arc it down low and make a run on him. But I say the last couple laps, though, Devin Morgan's been able to, same thing, about half a tenth or so quicker. So I think, yeah, Jacob's going to have to find a different groove here, see if he can find something that works. And I was saying, you got lap traffic coming up, too, so you never know how it's going to end with these. Only got, 7 laps to go here coming up.
Nine laps to go right here. 8 laps to go at the flag. We got lap traffic directly in front of these two. Lap traffic, I think, is going to play a part, especially when that lap traffic of Ryan Matthews keeps bouncing off the wall like he did. Much slower than leaders. Here we go. Morgan's caught him. He's going to try and pass him right here, coming across the start-finish line. That's lap 143 now. The leaders are on. And here goes Morgan to the outside. Matthews ducks down, gives them all the room they need to run their lines. And they're going to sweep on by on the outside there. Still, Devin Morgan leads this race, lap 145. 6 laps to go, Gael. And here we go. Lap cars everywhere. I think Morgan's got to be real nervous at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just if the lap cars hold them up. It's just you lose your focus a little bit. If they catch the wall, you get ready to react. If you're like, oh, I might have to dodge a wreck or whatever it may be. And it's been showing because actually Jacob's been quicker than him in the last couple of laps here. He's able to close that gap just that little bit, and right there off of 4 there, the 32 I think slowed the momentum just that little bit for the 112. So we'll see what happens here. It's far from over.
Absolutely correct, and like you said, it's a mental thing as well. I mean, they're looking at these cars, and they've got to. It happens so fast, just like you said earlier, that they've got to, almost predict what that car in front of them is going to do, so they can react and not get involved with it. But it goes for both of them. I mean, just like Devin Morgan behind him, Jacob Harper's in that 80 car, he's got to do the same thing, and their view is so obstructing that cockpit that he's really relying on the back end of Morgan's car. What does that back end do? It tells him what's going on in front of that car. So here we go, lap 149 at the line right there, coming through 3 and 4. This time by is going to be the white flag, and Morgan has really extended his lead out now, almost a half a second right there. We got 1 lap car right there down the inside. He moves out of the way, but that lead is pretty. Oh, and then the 80 car bounces off the wall. That is most definitely going to wrap this race up, folks. Right there, checkered flag for 112 of Devin Morgan. He played the cards right. My friend Gael called the move he was going to make, and he dang sure did it. He waited until Harbert slid up to block him and shot down the outside. Give the win to Devin Morgan in that 112. Jacob Harbert comes home second. He led the entire race except for that last 10 laps. Great race by him. Pataska manages to salvage a 3rd place run out of this. He was our pole winner, started the race in 7th place. Your Christian Challoner finishes 4th. Matt Rolfe 5th. Davey Rindu 6th. Kyle Souza 7th, Dave Korky in 8th, and Ben Nile 9th, with Mark Roy coming in 10th. That's your top 10, folks. We're going to take a quick commercial break, leave it on corner to corner while Morgan does his burnouts. When we come back, we're going to try and grab an interview with our top 3. You're watching the Sim Racing Network's presentation of the SARA Dreamer Super Racer Series here on the Sim Racing Network. We'll be right back.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back to the Sim Racing Network's presentation of the SARA Dreamer Super Series Super Late Model Race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Anyway, folks, we have had a conclusion to one hell of a race. My sidekick here, Gael Brooks, and I were talking during the break that I don't think I could have pictured a better race, really, Gael.
No, that was quite a show, especially at the end though with those top two. I'm sure Jacob is pretty good at us. I'm gonna have to choose carefully what I ask him because I don't want to put any salt in the wounds there. But no, they put on an amazing show. That was a great run by those guys.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you've caught up with our third place driver, Dallas Pataska.
Yeah, I've got here at the 23 of Dallas Pataska. Started 7th, wound up 3rd. How'd you feel like your race went there?
Well, finished 3rd, so it had to go well to some extent. But yeah, car was fast, felt good for the most part. Just missed it on some things this week that are kind of unique to Bristol. So congratulations to Harberts and Morgan for the win. But yeah, overall it was good. It was extremely hard to pass anywhere other than the top, which made it hard after catching the invert. So yeah, I mean overall it's a good points night, but it was a tough one to come home in 3rd.
Yeah, we were watching Devin and Jacob kind of put on a show there. I don't know if it seemed like you had just that, like you were saying, just missing that little bit. I don't know if it was from the right front damage or just maybe it just wasn't rotating how you needed it to.
Yeah, tagged the wall a couple times. It certainly didn't help. I'm not sure how much it necessarily hurt. But yeah, we just missed it a tiny bit on the car this week. Bristol's such a hard track to get right, especially in these cars when we're ripping around. I think pull time was like a 13.4, so we're really ripping around here fast. So any small change that you make that isn't correct gets amplified when you're going this fast.
Yeah, I was commenting to John there during the broadcast, looking at that pull time, and I was mentioning I was watching you guys practice. I had to change my camera view because you guys are just moving so fast. I was gonna get dizzy. I had to go to a further out view to help my viewing abilities there. So, yeah, you guys put on quite a show there. It was real exciting to watch. But I'll say, while you have a moment though, anybody you want to thank or any shout outs though?
Yeah, I'd just like to shout out all my teammates that ran tonight: Schallner, Roush, Edwards. Everyone put in a lot of work to get us to this point. I'd also like to thank Robbie for helping us out testing yesterday in the contender race. And then finally, I'd like to thank Garrett Mashburn over at GM Racing Designs for the new scheme this week.
All right, there you have it. You got Dallas Pasca, 3rd place finisher tonight at Bristol. He said it's a tricky one, but we'll see what he is able to do in the future races where setup might be a little easier to play with.
Thank you for that interview there, Guy. That was Dallas Pataska, our 3rd place runner, and I'm going to give him time to work his way down pit road to find our 2nd place runner, Jacob Harberts. But in the meantime, I want to point out that, man, tonight is going to be a big shakeup in the points. Our points leader, Ryan Matthews, finished. Let's see here. He is officially listed as, let me see if I can find him here, folks. Bear with me. 14th, and he's going to be 2 laps down, so he's 14th, and Schauner finished 4th. So, yeah, there's going to be a shakeup in the points. In the meantime, if I'm not mistaken, Gael, have you caught up with Jacob yet?
Yeah, able to catch up here with Jacob Harberts, I'm sorry, in the 80. I'll say that was quite an exciting show you guys were putting on there. It looked like you two were the class of the field with you and Devin Morgan. Tell us about your race, though.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race overall. I led probably 140 laps, 138, something like that. I just got a little tight at the end. Teammate Devin Morgan, he was rolling pretty good, and I just couldn't hold him off when he got under me. Um, I couldn't hold the corner speed, and I was a little generous. He kind of came up in front of me, but I didn't want to crash, didn't want to do anything like that. I wanted to finish up front, get out there. I beat Challenger, or not Challenger, Joe for the bracket, so I'll be up against Challenger next week, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it looked like you two are the class of the field, and that's what we're talking about. Is like unless something happened, it looked like it was gonna be pretty much between you two. So it sounds like I'll say it's one of the pros and cons of having a teammate. You can't maybe race him as hard as you'd like to. Some of the other guys, but I'll say. But while you have the moment, though, any shout outs or any thanks you wanna while you have the moment?
Of course, I like to thank all the guys at Leduc Matthews Racing. They put a lot of effort in the sets every week, and Davey also helped me out a little bit with the set this week. We were all rolling once he gave us a few tips. SMS, shout out to them too, and that's about it.
All right, there you got it from second place finisher Jacob Harberts. Had a great run there in the 80, just needed a little bit more, unfortunately, or just had the race be about 10 laps shorter. But I think John Mustian's caught up in victory lane with Devin Morgan.
That's right. I'm down here in Victory Lane with Devin Morgan, the winner of tonight's amazing race. My goodness, Devin, you guys in this Dreamer Racing Super Series always put on a great show, but tonight's got to be one of my favorite ones. You sat right there in the bumper of your teammate, Jacob Harberts, all night long, and I wasn't sure. I'm going to be honest with you. I really wasn't sure if you were going to be able to pass him without using a little bit of a chrome horn, but my partner in crime up here, Gael Brooks, he called it, man. That was a fantastic move to take the lead. Talk to me about your race, bud.
Yeah, the race went pretty smooth. We just rode right there in second the entire race behind him. There was a point where he was just way better than me and caught a break that last caution, and it was able to get us back bunched up together. And I was a little bit quicker for a point there, and I got the nose under him on the straightaway, and I knew it was my only chance. I ran off in there deep, and I wasn't really clear. I gotta thank him for driving me clean because he really let me go on that one. I shouldn't have been in there. We should have been crashing if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, it was impressive. That slide job, even he pointed out he could have been a little more aggressive with you, but you're a teammate and he didn't want to ruin both of y'all's nights. But man, I just want to say thanks for one hell of a show tonight, man. That race was fantastic and very impressive on how you guys did. Here you are in Victory Lane, my friend. You've got the W. So is there anybody want you to thank for it tonight?
Yeah, my mom, my dad, my teammates at LMR. I got to thank David Lamont for the setup after last night. And then I got to thank the boys back at LMR for tuning it up just a tiny bit. I got to thank SMS, Splash and Go Graphics, Dreamer Racing Series for being on the card this season.
Well, there you have it, folks. Devin Morgan, tonight's winner. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Devin, this is your first victory in the series, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations, my friend, and we hope to be talking to you many more times after this. You have a good night, buddy, and go do some celebrating, but not too much, all right?
Yeah.
And there you have it, folks. That was our winner for tonight's tonight's race. Like I said, Gael, these guys here at SARA with this Dreamer Racing Super Series, they never fail to entertain. And out of the races I've done so far, this one here, it's got to be my favorite. It really does.
Yeah, I was glad to just be a part of this one tonight. I say I haven't got to see too many of the super late models run here, and that side I haven't been able to watch the Sarah series either. So it was great to get both in one shot. And like you said, these guys put on a great show. Had a lot of fun hanging out here with you watching it, and say it's always a nice way to spend an evening.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you made it, man. I know you got a lot going on at home with the little one. I'll say an extra prayer for her tonight because it's never fun being sick, especially when you're young like that. And how old's your daughter?
She is 5.
Oh, shit, baby. I've got grandkids now, and apparently I've got another one on the way. I found out this week. But I remember when my kids were all that age, they're so much fun. But when they get sick at that age, it's no fun for anybody in the house. So you go take care of the family, man, and tell her that Uncle Crazy John says hello.
Will do. Thank you again for having me, though. Let's say look forward to doing some future broadcasting with you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Gael. Tonight was round 7, folks, from Bristol Motor Speedway of the Dreamer Racing Super Series here at SARA. Next week finds us at, Oxford Plains Speedway. And if you haven't seen a super late model race at Oxford Plains, folks, please make sure you tune in. You can find us on Twitch, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search the Sim Racing Network. Give us a like and a follow. Get your notifications set up for, to find out when we go live all this time. I want to thank Aaron Groskopf down there in the van. Aaron's, folks, he goes through a lot on his daily life with his things that he's got going on, and he's tired, so we're going to make this quick and get out of here. Aaron, thank you for the picture tonight. Gael, thank you for joining me, folks. Remember, when you're on those roads, put the phone down. Your text messages and videos that you want to watch about them crazy cats on YouTube, that can wait to get to your destination. Remember to smile more often, love each other. God bless each and every one of you. For the Sim Racing Network, I'm John Mushin, Gael Brooks, Aaron Groskopf, signing off. Y'all have a good night.